Hello. Can anyone please confirm whether am I audible or not? Okay, thank you. Hello. Yes. Hi. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yes, Priti, ask please. Okay. No. A repeat session, no, but you will get the recording on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, I'll share once again. Last meeting I have already shared that thing. Wait for 1 minute. Yeah. Yeah, so the first link is the Google Drive link where I have uploaded all the PDFs and the related material, and second is the YouTube link where recordings are available. Can anyone please confirm whether my screen is visible or not? Okay, thank you. Okay, so good evening everyone. I am Priya Takwal. I am doing PhD under the supervision of Professor Sudeep Mishra at IIT Kharagpur. And today we are going to discuss about the topics of week 6, that is your Python, and after that we will discuss about Raspberry Pi. But before that I am going to discuss about the questions that were asked in the last week. So the first question was that what are the products that are available in the market which uses Zigbee and 6LoWPAN. So first of all I'll discuss about the products that uses Zigbee. So there are various products. I have listed few only. So first one is your Philips Hue smart bulbs. So these smart bulbs use Zigbee for wireless communication, and they can be controlled using mobile app or voice assistants like your Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant. Second one is your Amazon Echo Plus. So it is a smart speaker that uses Zigbee for connecting and controlling the smart home devices. It can act as a Zigbee hub and control compatible Zigbee devices using voice command. The third is your Samsung SmartThings. Samsung SmartThings is a smart home automation platform that uses Zigbee as one of its wireless communication protocol. So it's not necessary that these products only use Zigbee, but Zigbee is the one of the protocol that these devices use. So it support various Zigbee devices like your smart bulbs, switches, sensors. Then the next one is Acure Thread-Free. So it is a smart lighting system that uses Zigbee for wireless communication. It includes smart bulbs, remote control, and motion sensors. The last one is Honeywell Lyric. So it is a smart thermostat that uses Zigbee for wireless communication. It can be controlled by using mobile app or voice assistant like Amazon Alexa or your Google Assistant. Now the products that uses 6LoWPAN. So there are various products such as your Nest thermostat, Fitbit Flex, Samsung Smart Thing Hub, Google Nest Hub Max, Bosch SDK. So these are the various products that are available in the market which use your 6LoWPAN for communication. The next question was that what are the products available that uses your UMB middleware for making interoperability possible between your heterogeneous devices. So these are the some products which use UMB for making interoperability possible between your heterogeneous devices. So first one is your Fujitsu IoT M2M platform. It has a dual plane IoT or M2M platform that uses UMB technology to provide seamless communication and data exchange between different devices and networks. And the second one is Process. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Week 6. Week 6. Yeah, what are you asking? Yeah, because first of all I'll discuss these are the questions which were raised in the last week. So these questions were raised by the candidates who have joined last week. So they have asked 2 questions. So first of all I'll clear those. After that I'll give the summary of week 6 topics, and then I'll discuss the assignment questions. And these assignment questions are not for this run, these for the previous run of IoT course. No, only assignment 6 we are discussing, but it is for the previous run assignment, not this time. Because last semester also IoT course was there, right? So we are discussing the question. We are discussing the question of that semester. And for this semester questions, you have to do by yourself only. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we will discuss the questions of previous run. Yeah. So these are the products. So second product is your Processed MBS Smart Home Platform. So this Processed MBS Smart Home Platform uses UMB technology to enable seamless communication and data exchange between different smart home devices and protocols. Next one is your XConnect IoT platform. So it is an IoT platform that uses UMB technology to provide real-time data exchange and analytics for industrial automation and other applications. And the last one is your Moxa Things Pro IoT Gateway. So it also uses UMB technology for seamless communication. Now we will discuss that what is Python, how it is useful for your IoT environment, how Python can be used for programming. All those concepts I'm going to discuss. So first of all, Python is a versatile language which is easy to script and easy to read. It doesn't support strict rules for syntax as we have in C or C++ language. Its installation comes with integrated development environment for programming. It supports interfacing with wide-ranging hardware platforms with open source nature. It forms a strong backbone for to build large application. Now for coding Python, you need some IDE. So Python IDE is a free and open source software that is used to write the codes and integrate several modules and libraries. It is available for installation over your Windows, Linux or Mac. So the examples of Python IDE are your Spider, PyCharm, or there are various others also. Now the data types in Python. So there are 5 data types in Python. So first one is your numbers. So in case of your numbers, you are going to assign different values to different variables. For example, here we have 3 numbers, that is your x, y, z, and we are assigning different values to these. For example, x is assigned to 10, which is of your integer type, y is assigned to your 10.2, which is your float type, and z is assigned to Python, which is your string. Now second data type is string. So in case of your string, you assign a particular string to a variable, and your string should be in your inverted commas. So for example, here your x is, this is a Python in inverted commas. So whenever you write print x in your IDE, and then the output will be this is a Python, and here if you want to print each element of your string, then you can use array in order to do so. Now the next data type which is used in your Python is your list. So list is a collection of element. So in case of your list, different elements or different elements are stored in a single variable. For example, in x, different values are stored, that is your x, 10.2, Python, all those are stored in x only. Similarly, in case of tuple also, different values are stored in a single variable only. But the difference between your list and tuple is that the tuple is immutable. It means that once we store some value in a tuple, we cannot change that. However, the values which are stored in list, we can change those values. The next is your dictionary. So in case of your dictionary, there are key elements also along with your values. So with each value there is one key element associated with that particular value. For example, here for item the key value is 1, for 2 it's k, so for k it's 2. So we can write the key values and your different values like this in the dictionary. Now the controlling statement. So similar to your C and C++ language, there are various controlling statements in Python also. Wait. So the first controlling statement is your if else if else. So in case of your if else if else, if you the syntax is like this. First of all, you have to write if, and in the brackets you have to write the condition, and after that there should be colons, and inside the if you will write the statements or the tasks whatever you want to perform. And if that this condition does not fulfill, or if this statement is not true, then the command goes to your else if part. So in else if also there will be a condition, and the condition will be in the brackets, and there will be colons, and the statements or tasks which ever you want to perform you will write in this section. And if both of these if and else if will not be fulfilled, then the control will go to your else. So the syntax is else colons, and inside the else you can write the statements or task whatever you want to perform. Now the loops in your Python. So there are two types of loops, while and for loop. So in case of your while loop, you will write while and the condition, and after that the colons, and inside the while loop you will write the statement, whatever statement you want to iterate. So this is the syntax for your while loop, and similarly for your for loop this is the syntax. So basically you will write for I in x. So every time the number of elements, since there are 4 elements in x, so these statements are going to run for 4 times. For every I in x, these statements are going to run. Now break. So whenever in case of your loops, whenever a break statement will occur, the control will automatically get out of your loops. However, in case of your continuous statements, that particular stance will not execute. For example, if x is if s is equal to y, so for this thing only it will skip this statement, and after that your control will reside into your loop only. Now the functions in Python. So the functions in Python are similar to your C or C++ only. So inside the functions you are going to write the code which you are going to use again and again. So in order to avoid the redundancy, or in order to avoid the load which is taken in order to write the code, so we need to define the functions. So so these functions either can return value or they cannot return value. So depending upon the need, functions are defined. For example, here we have defined one function, that is your greater function, which is taking 2 parameters, that is your x and y. So syntax is you have to write def, then the name of the function and the parameters if it is taking some parameters, and then colons. Inside this function you have to write the task whatever you want to perform. For example, here this greater function is printing the value which the function of, so this greater function is doing, it is taking 2 values x and y, and if x is greater than y, then it is returning x and y, otherwise else it is returning y comma x. So for example, this value we have called this greater function and we have passed 10 comma 100. So basically this x is your 10 and 100 will goes to your y. So this, if x is greater than y, since 100 is not greater than your since 10 is not greater than your 100, so command will go to your else. Now it will return y comma x. So it so the output will be your 100 comma 10. Now these functions can also be assigned or reassigned to variables. For example, here your add function. So in the first case it is not assigned to any variable. So for example, we have defined a function add and it is returning a plus b. So for example, when we are inside the print, when we are calling add function, it will simply the control will go to add, and it is not this value is not assigned to any particular variable. However, when we assign this value to c, then the add function will be called, and whatever will be the result of this add function, that will be assigned to c. So for example, here we are passing 4 comma 6, so add functions is going to add 4 comma 6, that is your 10. So the result will be 10 in that this case. Now the variable scope in Python. So there are 2 types of variables. First one is your global variable and second one is your local variable. So in case the global variables are declared out of any function and they can be accessed inside the function as well as outside the function. However, your local variables are declared inside the function only, and these variables are accessible inside that function only. For example, here these are the example of your local and global variable. So this is the first example. Here var is a variable which is taking value 10. now this is the global variable. Now we have defined a function example, and in this function we have defined one local variable, that is again we have put the name as var, and its value is 100. Now we are printing the variable var inside this function. Okay, so inside this function, since we have defined the value of var as 100, so it will print 100, and after that we have called this function, because in order to in order to execute this statement, we have to call the function. And outside this function we have again print the value of variable. Since this variable is, since the scope of this print is outside this function, so it will print the value as 10. Similarly here also this is the same example. However, in this example we are printing the value of variable inside your function only, that is your example function. Now the modules in Python. So any segment of code fulfilling a particular task that can be used commonly by everyone is termed as module. For example, here this part of code is your module. So here we are importing the random in order to generate the random number. So for I in range 1 to 10, we are generating the random number between your 1 to 10. So every time we are running this code, the output will vary, because we are calling the random function, which is going to generate the random number, different random number every time when we are going to call this function. Now exception handling in Python. So if an error that is generated during the execution of program, we need to handle that particular error. So in order to handle that particular error, there is a need of exception handling, and the error that generated during the execution of the program is termed as your exception. So for this exception handling, we use try and except we use try and except statements. So inside the try you have to write the statements, and if inside that in those statements, if there is an error, then this except is going to handle that particular error. Now file read and write operation in Python. So Python allows to write or read the files. So the files can be your text files, CSV files, any kind of file. So no separate modules or library are required in order to read or write the files. So basically 3 functions are performed, or 3 operations can be performed on your file. That is your, first of all you have to open the file, after that whatever read or write whatever you want to do, and after that you have to close that particular file. So first one is your opening your file. So in order to open the file, you have to use open function, and the syntax of the open function is you have to write open, and inside the bracket you have to write the file name. So whatever file you want to read or write, you have to mention the name of that particular file, and after that the mode, in which mode you want to open that file, whether you want to read the file or whether you want to write the file. So you have to mention that thing. So there are 4 modes. So first one is your read mode. So this is represented by R. Second one is your write mode, which is represented by W. Then append mode, which is represented by A. And then both read and write mode. If you want to open your file both in read and write mode, then you have to write mode as R+. So Okay, now closing the file. So in order to close the file, you have to use the function close. So this is done to ensure that the file is free to use for other resources. So you have to write, so the syntax is file dot close. So the good practice to handle exception while reading and writing operation is to ensure that the file is closed after the operation is completed. So this is the syntax. First of all, you have to open. After that, whatever you want to do, for example, here you are writing the file. So what you are writing to the text file, and after that, once it is done, you have to close the file. So now image read and write operation. So you can also read and write the images in Python. So in order to do that, you have to use PIL library. And in first of all, this library is not present in your Python environment. So it was supported till your Python version 2.7. Afterwards it is not supported. So first of all, you have to install this library. So in order to install this library, you have to write this command sudo pip install pillow. Your pillow supports the 3x version of your Python. So now reading the image in Python, your PIL library, Python image library, is used to work with the image file. So first of all, you have to write that from PIL import image. After that, you have to open that particular image file. So in order to open that image file, this is the syntax. You have to wait. After that, you have to open that particular image where you want to read or write, where you want to perform the read or write operation, and after that you have to display the particular image which you have opened. So in order to display, this is the syntax image dot show. Now so in order there are two types of modes of an image. First one is your RGB mode, that is your colored, and the other one is your L mode, that is your that is in your gray or black and white mode. So for example, if you want to write your image file, that is you want to change the mode of your image file, that is from your color to your black and white, you can use this syntax. For example, here you are creating one variable, that is your convert image, and here image dot convert. So you have to use this convert function, and since if your image is in is already in your RGB mode, and that is your colored mode, and you want to convert it to your black and white mode, then you have to write image dot convert, then the mode which is your L. So this command is going to convert your image from color to black and white. So this is the complete code. So first of all, you are importing from PIL, you are importing image. Then after that, inside your IM variable, you are assigning first of all, you have to open that particular image over which you want to perform the operation. After that, you have to show that image. If you want to show that image, then you have to use this function im dot show, and after that, you want to, if you want to convert this image, then this is the syntax. Then after that, again you are showing that image, and the output is this. So first of all, this is the image. For this im dot show, it will show like this, and once you will convert, it will show like this. Now the networking in Python. So Python provides network services for client server model. So In case of a Python, you can create one client code and your server node also, and make these nodes in order to communicate with each other. So sockets port in the operating system allows to implement client and server for both connection oriented as well as connectionless protocol. So Python has libraries that provide higher level access to specific application network protocols. Now the WebSocket. So what exactly is this socket means? So socket is one endpoint of two-way communication link between two programs running on the network. Socket mechanism provides a means of intercommunication by establishing named contact points between which the communication take place. So for example, between your two machines, if we want to make your two machines to communicate with each other, there are various processes that are running in those machines, right? So we need to identify the particular two processes in which the communication will take place. So socket is the endpoint on both the machines, which will help to identify the two processes between which the communication will take place. So that there are three types of sockets basically. First one is your stream socket, second one is your datagram socket, and third is your raw socket. So first is your stream socket. Stream socket can be referred as a sock stream. So these are the sockets which are used for making the connection oriented communication possible. And the second one is these stream sockets are possible with the help of your TCP protocols. The second one is your datagram sockets. So these are referred by using your sock dgraph. These are used in order to make your connectionless communication, and if you want to use your UDP protocol, then you are going to use this socket. The third one is your raw socket. So raw socket is a type of socket that allows the access to the underlying protocols through your application layer. So if you want to make the communication possible between the two processes that are taking place in the same computer, then you can use your raw socket also. So this is the diagram showing that how the communication between two different devices take place, which is your interprocess communication. So interprocess communication is the mechanism provided by operating system that allows processes to communicate with each other. So here, as we can see that there are two devices which wants to interact with each other. So between in these two devices there are various processes. So in order to make communication between these two processes which are running on different machines, we have to create socket. So this client process is going to send request to your socket, which further will create a logical connection to your server end, and at your server end also there will be a socket through which this communication can take place. Now the system calls. So in order to make this client server architecture working possible, we have to call different functions that run at your server or at your client side. So at your server side, there are various functions. For example, your socket, bind, listen, accept, receive, send, close. So these are the list of functions that are used at your server end. However, these are for example, at your client side, the functions which are used are socket, connect, send, receive, depend upon the requirement of the task, and at the end, close. So first of all, socket function is used to create the socket descriptor at your server side also and at your client side also. So we need a particular descriptor that is going to identify a socket which is created at your server end and at your client end. So this socket function is going to create that particular descriptor. After that, the bind function. So bind function is used to bind that particular process to a particular IP and a particular port number. And then the next one is your listen function. So listen function is going to listen the various connections which are present in the network, and going to select the particular client which a particular server is going to serve. Then next one is your accept function. So this accept function is going to accept one of the particular connection which are there in the network. And on the client side there is a connect function. So this connect function is going to used to make a connection with your server side. So this connect function use three-way handshake in order to establish the connection to your server. Then next one is your receive or send. So depending upon the requirement, whether you want to receive the data or whether you want to send the data, you are going to use your receive or send function. Similarly at your client side also, if you want to receive the data, you are going to use a receive function, and if you want to send the data, you have to use your send function. And at last, whenever the exchange of data take place, you have to close the connection. So in order to close the connection, close function is used both at your server side as well as your client side. Now the example. Okay. So here first of all you have to import the library, that is your socket and sys library. So first of all you have to import those. After that you have to generate a socket. So this is the variable. So in order to generate a socket descriptor, you have to use socket function, which will take two parameters. First one is the class of socket, and second one is your the type of the socket which you are going to use. So I have discussed three types of sockets, that is your UDP, TCP and your raw socket. So here in this example it is your sock stream. It means we are going to generate connection oriented connection between your client and server, because this sock stream means TCP type of connection. Then we need to bind this particular process to a particular IP address and a port number. So in order to do that, first of all we have defined a variable which is taking the IP address and the port number, and this sock.bind is going to bind your process to your particular to this IP address and this port number. After that, this server code is going to listen the connections which are available in the network, and here in the parameter I am passing 1 because it is going to listen until some connection is not established. So whenever it will find some connection in the network, it is going to accept that with the help of your sock accept, and after that inside the data it is going to receive whatever is sent by your client. So connection dot receive, this function is used to receive the data which is sent by your client, and inside this receive I have mentioned 1024. It means the maximum data or chunk size that your server can accept at a time is of your 1024 bits. Wait, okay, so please whenever possible, from the example of Wipro LED bulb, it was mentioned that LED uses ZigBee standards. What standard does ZigBee follow? 802. Yeah, ZigBee follows 802.15.4. It was mentioned in the lecture also, I guess. If it is based on how can it connect to a router or modem, that is based on okay, that the second part I will check, that how the connection can be established with your 802.11 standards. Okay. Now this is the client program. So inside the client program also you have to import the libraries. After that you have to generate a socket descriptor as you have done in case of your server code. So after that you have to establish the connection with the server. So in order to establish the connection, you are going to call this socket.connect function, and inside this you have to mention the IP address and port to which you want to establish the connection. After that, once the connection is established, you are going to send this data message to the server. So this data can be sent by using send function, and once the data is sent, you can print that data is sent successfully. So these are the outputs of this at the server end and at the client end. So these are the snapshot of your command prompt. Now multicasting using your WebSockets. So the previous example is of your unicasting. So basically whatever your client is sending, it is sending to one particular server only. But what if you want to send the data to multiple servers or to multiple clients at the same time? Consider an example where your server wants to send the data to multiple clients at the same time. So how this can be possible? So in order to do that, first of all you have to create a multicast group, and for different machines that are present in that particular multicast group, you have to assign one particular IP address and one particular port. So for example, here in this example, the multicast group, the IP assigned is 224.3.29.71 and the port is your 10,000. And once these are assigned, the rest of the things are same only. So basically you have to generate the multicast group in order to perform your multicasting using your WebSockets. Now the example. So okay, so you have to, okay, this is the example you have to perform. I'll give you 15 minutes and you have to write a client and server code where your client is going to request the current time from current time and data from your server and print the same at the client end. So okay, so now it's 6:39. So you have time till 6:50. So please write this code, client server code, where your client is going to request the date and time from your server, and after that whenever your server will send the date and time, your client is going to print the same. After 6:50 I'll explain the code to you. All of you please do the code. any one of you have completed the code? Two minutes left, and I want you to show your, some of you to show your screen and show the codes whatever you have written. Okay, so you can tell me the logic or the libraries that you need to import, all those things. I'll ask you later. Okay, so are you able to write the code? Any one of you? At least reply yes or no. Others? Okay, so I am sharing my screen again and I will show you. So okay, do you people know the logic behind the code, or you don't even know the logic also? Reply yes or no. I have got one response. Yeah, yeah, your logic is fine. Okay. So this is the code. So first one on the left side is for your server, and on the right side it's your client code. So similar to the previous example only, first of all you have to create the socket descriptor using your socket function, and yeah, you have to import the library date time for printing your getting the current date and time. After that, you have to bind your server to a particular address. For example, here I'm just taking the example of localhost, that is your 127.0.0.1. you can use other IP also. After that, yeah, once the binding is done using your bind function, your server will start listening to the available connections that are there in the network. And once uh, it get a particular connection, uh, it will start a while loop, and inside the while loop your server is going to accept the connection whatever is present at your network. And once the connection is established, it is going to send the date and time to your client side. And in order to get the date and time, it is going to use this function, date time dot now function, in order to get the current date and time. Okay, so inside your now variable, the current date and time is stored, and further this now is sent. It is using encode function in order to encode the data into the bits, and these bits are sent to your client side. And at your client side, whenever your data received, you have to decode that particular data, and you after that you have to print the same data. So the complete logic is same. It's just you have to use one library, that is your date time library. And once you use your date time library, you have to use a date time dot now function in order to get the current date and time. The second thing is, you have asked one question that, so these devices uses 802.15.4. then how the connection or the communication can take place between your 802.15.4? so direct connection or communication cannot take place. Hello, anyone trying to say something? Okay, so direct communication cannot take place. You need some gateways in order to make connection to the routers of your 802.11 standards, either the gateways or the middleware, which make this communication possible. So there are various types of gateways available that can make these communication possible. For example, your Zigbee to Wi-Fi gateway is there. After that, you can use MQTT broker also, and then your SmartThing hub is or Wink hub are the hubs that can make this communication possible between your two different the devices which are using two different protocols. Now the next topic is Raspberry Pi. So what exactly is this Raspberry Pi? So Raspberry Pi is the smaller version of your computer. So computer in your palm. So this is the definition of your Raspberry Pi. So it is a single board computer having low cost and which is very easy to access. So these are the features of different Raspberry Pi models that are available in the market. So I have given the features of three models, that is your Raspberry Pi 3 model B, Raspberry Pi 2 model B, and Raspberry Pi 0. So for your Raspberry Pi 3, the RAM is 1 GB SD RAM is there. For Raspberry Pi 2 also 1 GB SD RAM is there, and for Raspberry Pi 0 it's 512 MB SD RAM. The CPU which is used in your Raspberry Pi 3 is Quad Cortex A53 at the rate 1.2 GHz. In case of your Raspberry Pi 2, it's Quad Cortex A53 at the rate 900 MHz. And in your Raspberry Pi 0, it's ARM 11 at the rate 1 GHz. The GPU in case of your Raspberry Pi 3 is 400 MHz Video Core 4. In case of your Pi 2, it's 250 MHz Video Core 4, and in case of your Pi 0, it's 250 MHz Video Core 4. Ethernet which is used in case of your Pi 3 is 10/100. In case of your Pi 2, it's 10/100, and in case of your Pi 0, there is no facility for Ethernet. Then the wireless facilities, the protocols which are used in your Pi 3 is your 802.11 or Bluetooth 4.0. In Pi 2 and Pi 0, there are no facilities for wireless communication. For video output, HDMI is present there. HDMI/composite is present in all of the three Pi models. And GPIO is 40 in case of your Pi 3. For Pi 2 it's 40, and for Pi 0 it's 40. Now this is a picture showing the Raspberry Pi. So it can act both as your digital output and digital input. So for output, it turns GPIO pin high or low, and for your input, if it wants to act as input, it detect a GPU pin high or low. So these are the already available programs which are there in your Raspberry Pi. For example, your BlueJ Java IDE is there, then Genie programmers editor is there, Greenfoot Java IDE is there, then Mathematicians is there, Python 2 is there, Python 3 IDE is there, Scratch is there. So all these are already there in your Raspberry Pi. Then this figure is showing the pin configuration of your Raspberry Pi. And in order to set up a Raspberry Pi, you need a HDMI cable, then the monitor, then keyboard, mouse, then 5-volt power adapter for Raspberry Pi in order to provide the power, then the LAN cable, and the SD card. So minimum 2 GB micro SD card is available. So you have to insert that SD card on the back side of your Raspberry Pi. And the default installed programs are your Python, C, C++, Java, Scratch, Ruby. All these are already there. The operating system, the official supported operating system of your Raspberry Pi is your Raspbian and Noobs. However, there are some operating systems which are provided by a third party. So some of these are your Ubuntu Mate, Snappy Ubuntu Core, Windows 10 Core, Pinet, RISC OS. Now how to write Raspbian in the SD card. So first of all, you have to install Windows 32 Disk Manager software in the Windows machine. Then you have to run Win32 Disk Imager. Then plug the SD card into your PC. Then select the device. After that, browse the image file, that is your Raspbian image. And after that, you can click over the button, that is your write. After that, you have to enable the SSH. For that, open the command prompt and you have to type sudo raspi-config and press enter. Then navigate to SSH in the advanced option and further enable that particular, click on the button enable SSH. So these are the pictures whatever I have told you of those. Now what, can you please repeat? Hello. Your voice is breaking. Can you please write down in the chat box? Are you writing? Okay. Now your voice is clear actually. You can ask now. Okay, SSH is your secure shell. It is clear? SSH means secure shell. Yeah. Secure shell. Okay. Now if you want to expand the file system in your Raspberry Pi, then first of all you have to open the command prompt and you have to write the command sudo raspi-config and press enter. Then you have to navigate to your expand file system and then press enter to expand it. So this is the figure showing the expansion of your file system in your Raspberry Pi. So this is the screenshot of your program which is written for blinking the LED light in your Raspberry Pi. Now the applications. So you can use Raspberry Pi for your media streamer, home automation, controlling your bots, VPN, lightweight web server for IoT, tablet computer. For all these you can use Raspberry Pi. Now the integration with sensors and actuators. So similar to your Arduino, you can integrate Raspberry Pi also with your sensors and actuators. So why we need okay, if there is Arduino, then why we need Raspberry Pi, or what is the difference between where to use Arduino and where to use Raspberry Pi? Can anyone of you please tell that what are the application, that how to decide that where to use Raspberry Pi and where to use Arduino? Anyone please? No? Heavy computing, Raspberry, and light processing, Arduino. Right. So basically, yeah. So basically, Raspberry Pi is just simply a computer. Okay, small computer. Whether your this Arduino is just used to control your actuators and sensor. It is not going to provide any kind of computing. Okay, so if you want to create some heavy computing projects, then it's better to use Raspberry Pi. And if you just want to control your actuators or sensors, then Arduino will be good. Or if you have just light processing, or you just want to control those devices, then Arduino will be sufficient only. Now the integration. So sensor and actuator should be interfaced with your Raspberry Pi. So you have to make the connections. After that you have to read the data from your sensors. So you have to write the codes for these, and then you can control the actuators according to the readings which we are receiving from the sensors. So for example, in order to here for example, if you want to integrate your DHT sensor and mini fan with your Raspberry Pi, first of all you have to make the connections, and your DHT sensor is going to measure the temperature as well as humidity, and if the temperature goes from a particular limit or particular threshold, then accordingly, based on the data which is sensed by your DHT sensor, your Raspberry Pi is going to turn on the fan. So this is a code showing the same thing. So you can check this. Now the questions. So first question is, what is the output for the following piece of Python code? So code is x. So inside x, it's 32, u, I, 8, 34. u, I and 34 are strings. And x is equal to x 0 colon inside your square bracket and print x. So which of the option is correct? Option A is 32. It is going to print 32. Then 34. Then u, I, 8, 34. 32, u, I, 8, 34. All of you have 3 minutes. Please, you can check your notes also, you can check the previous thing also, and accordingly reply. I want reply from maximum of you. Option A. Okay. D. Anyone else? A. Anyone else? Okay. Okay, wait. Others? Okay, so those who are replying A, why it should be A, and those who are replying D, why it should be D? First A. Those who are replying A, why it should be A? But after it's not x0 only, there are columns also, right? Huh. So what's the difference if it is written as x0 only and x0 columns? So is the 34 by option B? The reason behind this also. Why 34? Huh? Okay, so column mean last index. Okay, you mean to say column mean last index. Okay, so others who are replying D, reason behind D. Who have replied D? Munmun, Jyoti. Print values from index of 0 onwards. Yeah. So basically column means the particular row, and for 0th row, since there is one row only, so it is going to print the elements of 0th row, and since there is column, so it is going to print all the elements of 0th row. Okay, so all the elements means 32, U, I, 8, 34. So option D is correct. Colon does not mean the last index. If it is written over here x0 colon 2, okay, so 32 is at 0th position, U is at first position, I is at second position. Yeah. No. 0th index, here it means starting is it the first value means the row, and the second value after the column, it if it is there, then it means the particular column, and if it is not there, then complete column will be printed. Yeah. So complete column means all those elements, that is your 32, U, I, 8, 34, all the elements will be printed for that particular row. So for that 0th row, all the elements will be printed. Fine. Clear for everyone? Okay. Next question is, how many GPIO pins are there in Raspberry Pi 4? 30, 14, 40, 41. So this we haven't covered. 14. 1-4. Others? 40. 14. Okay, for Raspberry Pi, how many GPIO pins are there? We have just checked. Let me show you again. Yeah, for Pi 3, Pi 2, Pi 0, it's 14. So for Pi 4, it should be either greater than 40 or it should be 40 only. So 14 is incorrect. Now options are 40 and 41. The correct option for this is 40 pins. So for Pi 4 also, the number of GPIO pins are 40. Next question is, which of the following is not an example of Python IDE? Options are Sublime Text, PyCharm, Spider, none of the above. A. You can use Sublime. No? Right. Huh. Sublime can be used. Sublime Text is also Python IDE. See, the spelling of spider here is incorrect. It's SPYDER. So option C is correct. So you have to be very careful whatever it's written over here, right? Yeah. So you can get such kind of questions in your exam also, because this is the question which I have taken from previous run of this course. So if they have put these kind of question in your assignment, then they can put this kind of question in your exam also. So be very careful when you are answering. Next question is, what is the value of x in the following expression in the Python programming? So this is the expression. So options are 0, 9, -2. Will raise an exception. A, that is 0. Okay. Others? Okay. Yeah. So correct option for this is A, because 3 XOR 3 will be 0 only. So correct option is 0. Next question is, in Python programming, which of the following is a null statement? Options are pass, continue, break, skip. Pass. Okay. Others? Others also please reply. Which of the following is null statement? Pass, continue, break, skip. Okay. So correct option for this is pass. So pass is a null operation. The interpreter does not ignore the pass statement but does nothing when this particular statement occurs, or it performs no operation when there is a pass. Next question, that is question number 6, is which of the following is an unordered data type in Python? Options are list, dictionary, both list and dictionary, tuple. Dictionary. Yes, dictionary is the correct option. Next question is, what is the value of x in the following expression in the Python programming? And this is the expression. All of you please calculate the value and tell me the correct option. Take 5 minutes. I want response from maximum of you who have joined. It's 7:17. I'll ask it 17. It's very easy statement. I want answer from everyone. 0. B. B is 0. Others reply fast. Okay, statement. Anyone answer please? Are you able to solve? 0. Everyone is saying 0 only. Okay, so how you are calculating 0? Jyoti 11. Okay, first of all, those who are replying 0, give me explanation how you are getting 0, and after that Jyoti will give explanation how she got 11. Those who have replied 0. Akanksha, you have replied B, that is 0. How you are getting 0? Reply fast. Okay, Jyoti, how you are getting 11? Please explain. Explain in detail. Huh? So, are you sure that it will be 11, or whether it will be 0, or whether it will raise an error or exception? So you are not sure. Okay. Anyone else who want to answer? 2 raised to power some. So anything power 0 is 0. Okay, first of all, anything raised to power 0 is not 0, it's 1. And if 2 raised to power 3, how it is 0? 2 raised to power 3 is 8, right? See, 2 raised to power 3 is 8. After that there is an XOR operation. After that 3 raised to power 1 is 3. So what will be 8 XOR 3? So first of all, you have to convert 8 into binary digits. You have to convert 3 into binary digits. You have to take the XOR operation, and after that you will get the answer, and correct answer is your 11 only. Fine. First of all, you have to check the answer is 11. First of all, you have to check the precedence of your operators, that first of all you are going to perform the exponential thing, or you are going to perform the XOR thing. So the precedence table should be remembered to all of you. So the precedence of your exponential is more as compared to your XOR operation. So first of all, exponential thing will be performed. So 2 raised to power 3 is 8. What? Yeah, right. There only that is only 3 XOR 3. Other operators are not there in that expression. Other operands are not there in that operation, right? So only there are 2 operands and 1 operator. So only that operator will be performed. So 3 XOR 3 is 0 only. Fine. Here you have 2 different kind of operators. First one is your exponential. Second one is your XOR operation. Here this double star mean exponential, right? So likewise in your mathematics there is BODMAS, right? First of all you need to perform brackets, then after that division, then multiplication. So in case of your Python also there is a precedence table, so that should be clear to you, that whether exponential should be performed first or XOR should be performed first. So the precedence of your exponential is more as compared to your this XOR operation. So first of all you are going to perform this exponential function. So 2 exponent 3 is your 8, right? And after that 3 exponential 1 is 3. Now 8 XOR 3, you have to perform 8 XOR 3. So the result of this 8 XOR 3 will be 11. Any queries? Clear, or should I repeat? Clear to everyone? No? Okay. See, okay, BODMAS is clear to you? Yeah. So basically if you have equation 2 plus 3 multiplied by 4, right? So what will be output for this? 2 plus 3 multiplied by 4. Huh. 24. And how you have done this? And why are you not using BODMAS? Multiplication should be performed first now, before your summations. So okay, 2 plus 3 multiplied by 4. So 3 multiplied by 4 should be performed first, because the precedence of your multiplication is more as compared to your plus sign. Fine. So 3 multiplied by 4 is 4 3s are 12. Now 12 plus 2 is 14. So correct option for that is 14. So similarly in your Python also there is precedence of your operators. So it should be clear to you that which operators has higher precedence. So the operator which has higher precedence should be performed first. ठीक है? हाँ, तो here the precedence of your exponential is higher as compared to your XOR. Means exponential should be performed first as compared to XOR. Fine? हाँ, तो अभी यहाँ पे where is exponential? It is between your 2 and 3 and then 3 and 1. So अभी पहले ये वाला इतना वाला this part will be performed first, that is your 2 exponential 3, that is your 8. Fine. And 3 exponential 1, it is your 3. Now 8 XOR 1, अभी हमारे 8 XOR 3, अभी हमारे पास बचा 8 XOR 3. Now you have to perform the XOR function. Now 8 is your 1 0 0 XOR 3 is your 0 0 1 1. अभी XOR operation perform करेंगे, then you will get 1 0 1 1, which is your 11. Fine? Got, or should I repeat again? Clear to everyone? Got it? Yeah. So precedence table should be learned to every one of you. It should be clear that what is the precedence of each operator. Otherwise, if there are no brackets, you will get confused that which operator need to perform first. Fine. Yeah. Next question is, which of the following symbol is used to comment out multiple lines at once in Python? So these are the options. D, none of these. Others? What? Screen is visible only. Is it not visible to you? Wait. Now it's visible. Okay. Yeah. So which of the following symbol is used to comment out multiple lines at once in Python? None of the B. No, it's none of the above. So unlike other programming language, there is no support for multi-line commenting. So if you want to comment multiple lines, you have to separately comment out each line one by one. Fine. So, hello? Am I audible? Next question is, with onboard Raspberry Pi camera, which of the following is not correct for image related operation in Python? Options are from Pi camera import Pi. So these are the different forms where we can use this Pi camera and import Pi camera. So in some cases I have written Pi camera capital, in some cases I have written small. So which of the following is correct? D. You are replying. Okay, D is for previous. Voice is not coming. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so which of the following is which of the option is correct? So you can reply the answer by reading the question and checking the options. Anyone? B. Others? Option B. Yeah, option B is correct. Here somehow I've written incorrect. From pi camera it is small, and it should be option B is correct for this question. Next question is, which of the following bit processor is used in Raspberry Pi 02? Options are 64, 32, both 64 and 32, 128. Option? Options are 64, 32, both 64, 32, 128. Voice is not audible. Wait. Wait. I'm checking. Am I audible now? Hello? Yes, screen I have not shared yet. Am I audible? (32 bit). Okay, so correct. No, it's 64 bit. So for your Raspberry Pi 2, it's 64 bit. ARM Cortex is used. Next question is, which of the following shortcut exists in Nano Editor? Options are Control plus E, Control plus O, Control X. None of these. None of these. Okay. Others? Option D. Okay. Anyone else? Your voice is breaking. I guess it's problem at my end. Okay, you are able to see the screen, right? Please reply. Okay, see. Yeah. So correct option is C. Next question is, what of the following syntax is correct for networking in Python? So options are hello. Are you trying to say something? Okay. So these are the options. Which of the following syntax is correct? So in first case, it is the different types of sockets are given here. So which of the following is correct? So in first it's SOC STRAM, second is SOC DRAM, SOC TCP, SOC UDP. So which of the following is correct? correct option for this is B, because for TCP it's SOC stream, not SOC STRAM, and SOC TCP and UDP are not available. Please mute your mics. Everyone please mute. Next question is, which of the following is correct to open a text file for write mode? Options are open file text comma W, open file text comma plus W, file text comma W plus, file text comma O plus W. Basically the modes are different modes are given. So which of the following is correct in order to write? So basically in order to write, yeah, option A is correct. So W is used to show write mode. Next question is, which of the following is an immutable data type in Python? Options are string, tuple, bool, all of these. Tuple, okay. Others? Immutable data type, string, tuple, bool. So correct option for this is all of these. So all the three, that is your string, tuple, bool, these are your immutable. So other immutables are int, float, bool, string, unicode, tuple, these are the immutable data types. Next is your, does Python follow rigid indentation? Options are yes, no, not applicable. Right, option A is correct. Next question is, what is the value that is assigned to the variable f in the given piece of Python code? So okay, this is number actually, I comma f comma str. So we have assigned 50, 50.68. Welcome to the Python. So what is the value that is assigned to f? Options are 50, 50.8. Welcome to Python, all of these. So the correct option for this is B, because f 50.68 is assigned to your f. Next question is, what is the output of the following piece of the Python code? So this is the Python code which is given. So what is the output for this? Options are 46, 1, 2, 7, 3, 30. What should be the value of z? So basically in this question, this x and y string values are assigned to it. So this value, that is ampersand and hash 39 and termination, this is used for, in HTML it is used for your inverted comma. So there are two inverted commas and 17 is there, so it is string. So 17 is assigned to x and then 23 is assigned to y. Now for string, if plus sign is there, it means concatenation. So basically your z is the concatenated form of your x and y. So the correct option for this is C, that is your 1723. I'm not getting what you are saying. I guess this. Okay, you can see the video. I'll share the link of this YouTube link. If there is some problem with my voice, you can have you will get clear voice in the video. Okay. Yeah. So that thing you can get from the video. If you have some problem with Next question is fill in the blank. Raspbian is an, options are microcomputer, mini computer, operating system, assembler. So correct option for this is operating system. So Raspbian is an operating system for your Raspberry Pi. Next question is, what is the output of the following piece of the code? So this is the code. So what is the output for this? So here again, this is the HTML syntax of your inverted comma. So T1 is your string that is assigned to welcome to Python coding. Now we are printing the T1 from 8 to 14, right? So what should be the output? So correct option for this is D, that is 2 PYT. Since in this that is T1 8 to 14, it will include the characters from your 8th index to the 14th index, but the 14th character is not included. So all the characters from your 8th index to your 13th index will be there in the will be printed. So basically this 2 PYT is printed because W is first, W is at 0th, E is at first, L is at second. So likewise whenever you count, so this T is at 8th position and then your this T is at 13th position. Next question is fill in the blank. Raspberry Pi 3 model B has GPU support of 400 MHz video core 4, 250 MHz video core 4, quad Cortex A53 at the rate 1.2 GHz, ARM 11 at the rate 1 GHz. So in order to answer this question, I have already shared one table with you where all the features of 3 different models of Raspberry Pi are given there. So the correct option for this is 400 MHz video core 4. Next question is, which of the following represent the command used for rebooting Raspberry Pi? Options are sudo reboot, sudo apt get rebooting, pip install rebooting, all of these. So the correct option for this question is sudo reboot. Next question is, state whether true or false. So it is not possible to return multiple values from a function in Python. So we have to answer whether this statement is true or false. So this statement is false because in Python a function can return multiple values at the same time. So it is not always necessary that it is returning only a single value. Now the next question is, what is the data type of the variable ls in the following piece of the Python code? So this is the ls. So is it dictionary, list, tuple, all of these? So this is dictionary because here for every value which are there in this, one key element is assigned, and in case of dictionary only there are the key values also which are stored along with the values. Next question is, state whether true or false. A function in Python may or may not return a value. Options are true or false. So the correct option for this is true, because in Python a function can either return a value or it cannot return a value depending upon the task for which we have created the function. It can return or not return a value. Next question is, what are the basic modes to open a file in Python? First one is read mode using R, write mode W, append mode A, both read and write mode R+, all of these. So the correct option for this is all of these, because all the 4 types, that is, if you want to read, then read mode is there and it is represented by R. If you want to write on a file, then write mode is there, which is represented by W. If you want to append something to your already existing file, Then append mode is there, which is represented by A. And if you want to open your file both in read and write mode, then you can use R+. So all of these is the correct option for this. Next question is, what are the socket types that exist in Python based socket programming? Options are AFDG and SOC SM, AF Unix and AF INET, SOC UX and socket, SOC diagram and SOC string. So the correct option for this is SOC diagram and SOC string. Basically there are three types of socket, that is your SOC string, SOC diagram and raw sockets are there. Then next question is, does Python support exception handling? Options are yes or no. The correct option for this is yes, because in Python you can use try and except statements in order to handle the exceptions in your Python. Next question is, which of the following must be used to terminate a loop and move to the next code after the loop? Options are list, try, continue, break. So the correct option for this is break. So break statement can be used in order to terminate the loop. So if the particular condition get true, then you can use break statement in order to terminate the particular loop. Next question, that is question number 29, is select the option that does not represent a keyword in Python language. Options are while, if, try, integer. So correct option for this is integer, because in order to represent integer, int is used in your Python language. Next question, that is last question, is Raspberry Pi does not support any other language other than Python. Options are true or false. So as we have already discussed that there are already pre-installed languages, that is your C, C++, Python in your Raspberry Pi. So this statement is false. So these were the questions of week 6.